sports guys fans, or Philly for short.
Or the nation.
No, we're here. We're hot. We're fresh, like a warm Philly pretzel that just opened up. So listen,
that sounds real good.
That's not good right now. It's about 75 degrees outside today, and the first Saturday in October. You would never think it's fall in the tri-state area, but we are here. We're glad that you are with us. Courtesy of RVNTV.TV. We are in the RVNTV Studios. As always, I'm your host, Peter Evans, and this is Aaron Scott Robbins. I think he should drop the Robbins.
Why you give my government name out? Like, you give my full government. Like, you
hold
didn't get my permission to do that.
It's Aaron. There we go. I'm gonna change the spelling so that way they don't look you up.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is, I mean, you tell somebody something out of confidence, and they just put your stuff out in the streets.
When we get my middle
I mean, even though y'all are family, we are the nation.
Thank you.
But still, my middle name is
I bet you never guessed my middle name.
Derek.
No.
What is it?
It starts with a W.
William?
It's not William.
I don't know. Help me out. Help us out.
It's the last name. I'll give it to you later on in the show because it is funny.
Okay.
It's going to take all the heat off of you. So.
Go ahead. Take it off. Yeah, I need that.
Not right now. Not right now. I'm going to let you smoke it for a little bit. But listen, it is week 5 in the NFL season. We had week 4 last week. And if you caught our show live last week, and the archives will be up shortly, I did go out on the limb and I picked the upset of the week of the Buffalo Bills beating the Atlanta Falcons.
You did.
And I also said that I wouldn't be surprised if the LA Rams go into Dallas and beat the Dallas Cowboys.
You did.
That defense was suspect.
We did pick that. We did pick Dallas, but you did say that. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the LA Rams did.
Because the Rams coming into Dallas, the true first test of that defense, that Dallas defense, with the whole new secondary, you've seen what happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes back there.
Todd Gurley had
213 yards total offense.
Total offense.
I mean,
my fantasy team.
There's a lot of holes in that defense. They're young. Listen, now, I'm gonna say this: in a couple years, Dallas' defense, their secondary is gonna be really, really, really good. But right now, they're gonna have the growing pains. Yes. And Scott McVay. Listen, kudos to Coach McVay. Sean McVay. Excuse me. Kudos to Sean McVay. He's doing an excellent job right now. They're 3-1. He's got those boys playing right now. Jared Goff is looking really good right now. He's shutting up all the critics.
Yep.
Said Watkins is doing his thing. No. Listen, yes, because the critics were saying that he's horrible. He's going to be a flop. They've been saying that all season.
He's doing better
all season long. But right now he's shutting them up right now because listen. The best formula for a young quarterback is pieces. Yeah. And right now they have pieces and they have a good coach. So kudos to them right now.
So another surprising game of the week was who I picked. And we could recap the pick, and I beat you last week.
You did.
His fatal attraction, Deshaun Watson. He had the nerve.
You know what's funny though?
To pick against
Deshaun. You know what's funny? And I thought about it after the show, and I said to myself, I felt bad. I felt like I cheated. I have a man. I got a man crush on him right now because he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. And I thought about it.
You thought about infidelity, didn't you?
I did. It was infidelity. I thought about it. And I said, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Why would I do that? And then the next day he just lit it up.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. Will Fuller back, and that's why I say going into this week against Kansas City, we saw Kansas City. Andy Reid is due for a letdown game. I thought it was going to be Monday by the way they came out flat against Washington.
But we'll talk about that later on because we got that in our picks.
I'm recapping on Monday night. Recap on Monday night. Andy Reid, as we know, for 14 years here, he was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. There will be certain games where we will be rolling, playing a team that really shouldn't hang with us that much, and the team comes out flat. And Washington brought it to him. Now, the first touchdown to Terrell Pryor, that was a push-off. That was OPI. It wasn't called.
Yeah.
But then it was Washington was bottoming up pretty good.
Listen, Washington right now. The problem was they were balling in that game, but the problem was they just couldn't stay healthy. Yes. Norman got knocked out.
Norman's out for a couple of weeks.
He's out 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
His ribs. Yeah, he's out. They lost, I think, another safety. They lost a cornerback. I mean, they were just dropping like flies out there. But for the most part, Washington's tough because you can see they had that fight in them. And throughout the game, they just kept persevering. But honestly, let's just be honest. Chiefs were the better team. Tyreek Hill was doing his thing out there. And
Kelsey
and Hunt, man.
White boy supreme Travis Kelsey. That boy can dance.
I like him, man. He got some rhythm, don't he? He got some rhythm, right?
That boy can dance.
But let's just talk about Kareem Hunt. I mean, have you seen a running back? I mean, we've seen some, Todd Gurley when he first came out as a rookie. Yeah. I mean, there's been some others in the past, but to see a guy that has a balance, that has a speed, that has the strength to get through the line, and he has the vision, those jump cuts, man. It's just it's poetry in motion, man.
He reminds me of. And I think why Andy went up and got him because they made 2 trades up.
Yep.
They got Mahomes and they went and got Kareem Hunt in the 3rd round. They traded up. He reminds me of a more explosive Westbrook.
That's interesting.
He responds to me for more of a home run hitter. Brian Westbrook.
A little bigger though.
Bigger. That's what I'm saying. Bigger, faster, with better speed.
Comparison. I kind of like that. I like that.
Yeah.
He's just. I mean, he's a real deal. I mean, kudos to Andy because Andy, in this draft, they saw the need and they saw that we got to get a quarterback. And listen, Alex Smith, I used to call him Check Down Charlie, is playing really well right now. I got to give him his props. But they feel they have their Brett Favre and Mahomes. Yeah. So they went. Kudos to them for getting their Brett Favre of the future, hopefully, and then getting Kareem Hunt.
Now, what we had on the field but off the field, we saw Antonio Brown playing the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens crowd, the Baltimore Ravens kneeled before the anthem. They kneeled before the anthem.
I get tired of it.
Getting plethora of boos, and then stood for the anthem.
Are you getting tired of it?
I just think
it's getting watered down a little.
Watered down.
It's getting watered down. I mean, I understand the whole purpose of it. I understand people want to have a voice. I'm with that. But after a while, when does it get redundant? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
So to get on the game, there was a play. Pittsburgh really totally dominated the game. Le'Veon Bell ran all over, had 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. They beat the Baltimore Ravens 26-9, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
there was a play where it was a fake reverse screen, and Antonio Brown slipped through. It was wide open, had nothing but daylight. And Big Ben checked it down. Not only checked it down, but overthrew the check down. And Antonio Brown, and this is I want to go on a little rant here. I usually agree with things that Mike Golick says.
Okay.
I don't agree with him where he said that Antonio Brown and his passion was for himself.
Nah.
If I'm not mistaken, if Ben would have saw Antonio Brown and Antonio Brown caught the ball, ran into the end zone, does or does not the team benefit from that?
Right, but here's the bigger picture. And it's something I was going to bring. We didn't talk about it. But the question is Ben on the downslope?
Oh,
I think he is.
Yes.
I think he is. And that's why a lot of people think I'm crazy.
No.
I had a discussion this week. I talked about that. And I said my prediction, I'm going to stick by it, is the Houston Texans going to the AFC Championship. And I had a big argument this week with someone. They said to me, well, how can you say that? What about Pittsburgh? I said, I'm going to say this to you. Ben's on the downslope. And let's keep it real. Ben gets hurt a lot.
He gets hurt a lot, but he's not only
and he's not the same.
He hasn't been the same for 3 to 4 years
because of those injuries.
Not just because of injuries, because
quite frankly, it plays down.
He sucks right now.
Wow, you putting it out there?
Yeah. Literally, if you talk to a Steelers fan, they do not. And then listen.
Wow.
He called out Martavis Brown when he was going through his thing.
What is that all about?
He called out. He said he wasn't calling out Brown, but Ben, you called out Brown. Listen, you are the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the most storied franchises in this league history.
Yes, historic.
Top five, all time.
Creme de la creme. Right.
Have some accountability for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, look in the mirror and realize, like, look, you have burners on the outside. You have a hell of a running back.
J.J. Schuster in the middle is doing his thing.
And you have a good offensive line, but yet your passing numbers, I've seen you.
It's horrible.
Ben, I rock with you in fantasy for the last 2 years. You've cost me games.
Yeah.
You cost me titles.
So we agree with this, that this is downslope.
Yeah.
But my thing is, just a real quick, to piggyback off the Bryant thing. Okay, when you're the leader of a team and you have a horse because he's a horse, they don't need him. They don't need Bryant. And to be honest with you, if they had Bryant last year, it'd probably be a different story. We probably would have talked about them in the Super Bowl instead of the Patriots. So I understand you want to motivate your young guys, but there's a way you do it, and I think the way how you just do it right under the bus, it just
that was last year. But now you got AB overall, probably the best wide receiver in the league next to Odell Beckham.
Yeah, top 3.
You see what I'm saying?
Easily,
and it's passion. Why he showed the same passion that Tom Brady shows as a quarterback because he knows he was wide open. Ben makes that throw. He can run underneath of it, and he's gone to the house. Yeah, game's over. He wants to win. Yeah, you know so. I wish people would check that. Yeah. Now, surprising game. I love what we saw from the Eagles, imposing their will against the San Diego Chargers.
Finally,
it was really a Philadelphia home game West.
Finally,
you heard the crowd. EAGLES chants. Eagles go, Eagles go, Eagles. It was a very pro Eagles crowd.
Right.
So. And LeGarrette Blount, that 68-yard run.
I just have
to see the stiff.
I just gotta say this. And that was crazy. I just want to say this, and I just wanted to zoom on me, peoples. Keith, Andy, thank you, Doug Peterson. Thank you, Dougie P. I've been very hard on you the last couple of weeks, and I want to apologize publicly because you finally did what I've been saying and what Peter's been saying, and what have we been saying, Pete?
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Now.
Run the ball. Now. Control the clock. What's the best formula for a young quarterback?
To control the clock. But listen, before you
have a good running game. That's the answer.
You had the defense to go against to run the ball the last 2 weeks.
Right.
When you play the Giants and you play the Chargers.
Absolutely.
This week, and we'll talk about later on in the show.
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit different. But kudos once again to Doug Peterson for realizing how to attack the San Diego Chargers offense
and not being stubborn.
Not being stubborn.
Not being stubborn is key.
Now, it's a little bit different now. On the defensive side of the ball, it was 13-0. And you saw inside the NFL on Showtime, airs on Tuesdays. Right before that drive after we went up 13-0, Anthony said, let's go have some fun. Next play, 75-yard bomb to Tyrell Williams. It was a play action post, a run heavy look. It was a run heavy look.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, 2 wide receivers.
And you had Tyrell Williams on a deep post, wide open. Jalen Mills bit. I don't know. We didn't see the back end.
Yeah,
so I don't know if he bit. I don't know if he bit on the run
or was coverage issue or
Well, you know the assignment. You know the safety had to bite on the run.
Yeah.
He had to bite on the play action run.
And that's why I say, and we've been echoing this, the importance of running the ball. And right now we're leading the league right now in time possession, which is key. Right now, defensively, as far as on the secondary side, we're weak. I mean, other than our safeties, our corners are.
Darby, please come back.
Yeah, please. But and you're missing Cox, so you're missing some pieces.
Who's also out for this week's game,
right?
As well.
Which I understood that, and I figured that. But so my point is, and like we said, we'll cover it later on with the running game against Arizona. It's so important, even if we're going against an opponent that's good against the run, stout against the run, to keep honing in on it, because you have a bruiser back there and Blunt who's looking like
and Clement
warrior.
Clement looks cleaner and cleaner and more comfortable with his vision.
Did someone just say?
I said
someone at the beginning when we drafted him. What did I say?
Yeah. Any other year he would have been drafted. This is a very deep running back class. Any other year he'd have been drafted.
It's sad how some scouts. I know we gotta move, but it's sad how some scouts put a bad word out there about a player, and a player could just drop and not get drafted. And he's one of the guys.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room that happened on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and that was Cam Newton's comments regarding Jordan Rodriguez, Carolina Charlotte Observer beat reporter for the Carolina Panthers. And his vulnerable moment where he was being really completely brutal honest, in my opinion, on the camera. When he said, "Man, it's funny to hear the female talk about rap." You heard his initial comments, you heard his apology. Now I really want to back to football in the essence of it, but I don't know why people were shocked about this by Cam, or you shocked from an athlete doing this or saying this and not having the wherewithal to know and not to say that.
It's not.
Stop.
It's
like,
not shot.
To the public out there, I'm not going to say it's too sensitive, but why are we holding a quarterback who is under the age of 30, who's been given everything to him, and he's earned it, but pretty much has been given the keys to a city in Charlotte,
right?
To be so shocked that he says this. Why are we holding him to a higher standard than we hold our politicians?
Yeah, listen,
I don't understand.
I agree with that. But and that's a very good point. However, we live in a society right now that there's certain buttons you can't press. Yeah. There's a certain button you can't press. You can't touch on the rainbow situation, if you will. You can't touch on the African American situation or
rainbow
anything.
situation.
Yeah,
LGBT,
right?
You about to defend somebody right now.
Anyway, LGBT. LGBTQ.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
my
point is, but you're right. You have to be careful what you have to say.
Yeah.
Even with the minority situation. And again, we're regressing to the woman situation. There's a lot of women reporters that are very established, that are in the business, that are very successful. Lisa Salters, I can name a few. Josina Anderson, all those. And I love them. Jamel Hill. But they're just certain things, and I think he just got caught up in the moment.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you just can't say certain things.
No.
You gotta as I said to you on the phone, you gotta tread lightly, man. You gotta be careful what you say, because when you say it, everyone takes it differently.
True.
You know what I mean?
Now, to all the people who say this, that, and the third, and listen, the essence of the question was the physicality of the routes. It was a stupid question, in my opinion. A true beat reporter, and she was really good. Physicality of the routes. What does that mean? You just went into New England and you beat them in New England. Devin Funchess had the game of his life.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
Devin Funchess had the game members like. So this is my thing.
So you saying the prowess of the question?
Yes, that's the prowess of the question. But also on the same token, you want to condemn Cam, and they were so quick to cast stones at Cam. If I'm not mistaken, there had to be 5 to 10 other male beat reporters in that room, right?
Yeah.
And no one followed up on the question. Jordan Rodriguez didn't follow up on the question. She didn't have Cam insinuate on his answer or on his thoughts originally at that time. So she could have went and said something to him after or pressed the issue then.
Right.
She took it to social media.
Like Amy Fidel said, courtesy of Comcast Sports, which she said, which is I really agree with her. Right. She, as a journalist, those type of questions you got to follow up.
Yes.
And she should have said, okay, what do you mean by that, Cam?
Yes.
Can you explain what do you mean by that? That's your journalistic duty to do that.
Yep.
And she just didn't do that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So she tucked tail and she ran to Twitter.
And then she went to him and talked to him and said, well, I can't say what he said. Like,
you just leave it. And then we heard several outlets say that when Cam spoke to her one-on-one after, he showed regret for what he said. Didn't apologize, but he showed regret for what he said.
Yeah.
And I this is crazy. People said, well, he should have apologized to Jordan Rodriguez directly, and I don't feel as if he deserved that. To be honest with you,
but I don't hear what you're saying, but the politically correct way, you have to do that.
Yeah,
you have to do that because
okay, but listen to me. You think he should apologize directly to Jordan Rodriguez, or I think his apology was way more well versed.
Oh, the apology was good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, I had no problem with the apology. I think it was excellent.
Some people have a problem with the apology that he didn't talk to Jordan Rodriguez.
I think to squash the situation, and I think again he got caught up in the moment. Yeah. He made a mistake, shouldn't have said it. And I think after the fact, I don't think he was really realizing that. Listen, he's been a man all his life. So I mean, let's keep in mind he's got an ego. Yep. So I mean, in his mind at that time, probably when they discussed the situation, he probably didn't feel wrong. But
go ahead.
My point is, you gotta. And this is where the maturity of Cam sometimes is in question at certain points.
But why are you shocked?
But here, let me finish. Right. So what I'm saying is, this is where the maturity. And listen, Cam has changed a lot. I gotta say that. But the Super Bowl situation, some of the other situations that happened in the past, and then now this. This is where he shows the growth, continues to show the growth that he's been showing, and says, "Listen, you know what? Hey, I didn't realize I offended you. This is right after. Yeah. If he had done that, squash."
Yeah. People. So the flaws in people in people's argument that his apology wasn't genuine or his apology was bad time. Listen, man, that Dannon contract, I forget what it was, but it's nowhere near his real contract.
Dannon Ockel's 0.
So his contract with them, yes, they pulled a partnership. You think he's concerned about that? The man is guaranteed to make $60 million over the next 4 years. He don't care about that contract.
And keep in mind, he probably got other endorsements that we don't know about.
So to say that
Under Armour still
backing him, he did it for that. No, I'm not with that.
I'm okay. Listen, it happened. He made a mistake, but the point of the matter is he apologized.
Yeah,
and he was contrite with it. And in my book, he apologized. He was real about it. Let's squash it.
But to the people out there who said, "Oh my God, I can't believe."
Oh dear God!
I can't believe he said that. Listen, look at Cam's track record. He's not the most mature, but
he's involved. He has evolved since, but he's done some crazy stuff.
I think of
Auburn days.
If Odell Beckham was a quarterback,
I
think he would have answered it the same way.
Yeah.
It's a lot of players in the league who would have answered that way. And to be honest with you, I understand that the choice of words, it comes off in the perception. We live in such a perception-based world that it came off as sexist or very sexist.
Insensitive, right. Or chauvinistic.
I think, honestly, my honest opinion is that when he said it, and we talked about this, I think he was like, wow.
He was in awe.
He was in awe.
Yeah, he was in awe.
He was in awe to hear her ask that question like that.
I think it was a little bit of, wow, that's kind of deep.
That's deep.
But if he would have said, that's deep. Wow, I really, I appreciate that question from you. Right. If you would have said that, we wouldn't even talk about it.
I don't even talk about it. But listen, we'll come back on the other side. We're going to have a very special guest, Brian Caver, Seton Hall great, and also head coach of the Conwell Egan High School's basketball team, Elite Skills, AAU 14 and 17. So we'll come back on RVNTV.tv. On the other side, Philly Sports Guys, we'll have Brian Caver on, and we'll get into some basketball talk.
Yes, sir.
All right, coming right back.
Although I've been a veterinarian for almost 15 years now, our show is not just going to be about animals, including pets and wildlife and large animals and zoo animals.